Welcome to part 2 of our Fall Memories notebook. This is the cover creation. The first thing that we're going to do is trim down our adhesive sheet and our scrapbook paper for the covers. Here, just make sure I'm showing you not to cut away that top little 1/4 inch strip there of the yellow protective paper. That just makes peeling away that protective sheet a lot easier. So you'll just cut everything to the dimensions listed below. And when you're cutting your scrapbook paper, make sure that your design is going the correct way. You don't want your mushrooms facing the opposite direction. And then next, I'm just going to apply the adhesive sheet to the back of the scrapbook paper by lining up that 1/4 inch edge, that piece that I peeled away. And then next, I'm carefully going to start removing that yellow protective paper from the adhesive sheet. And as I remove a small section, I'm just going to start walking the adhesive sheet down to the back of the scrapbook paper. Okay, next just use a bone folder to really smooth all of your adhesive into place. Spray away glass cleaner works really great for cleaning your foam if it gets messy or gets any kind of smudges on it. And then now we're just going to carefully attach our scrapbook paper to the foam. Okay, now that I have everything trimmed, I'm going to find the center of the book by folding everything in half. So just fold that in half, make a really good crease there. That will just help to mark, and so that you can find the center for your holes. So using a ruler, I'm just finding the center again. And then about 1/8 of an inch on either side of that middle mark, I'm making a small notation with a pen, just a small little mark there. And then I'm going to come back with my 1/8 of an inch hole punch and just punch in place of those holes. Okay, now you're going to take that longest piece of white cording from your packet, and we're going to use it to string through the holes. So you're just going to take one end and start through the top right hole, and then bring that end back through the top left hole and pulling that through. And then you're going to take that same end and go all the way down to the bottom of the cover, and from there you're just going to insert through the bottom left hole and then back up through the bottom right hole. And then here, you're just going to pull all of your slack, pull your tension till it's pretty tight. It's okay if it bows a little bit, because once you get your pages added to that, it's going to kind of release some of that tension anyway. So you want it pretty good and pretty tight. So then after you've made your knot, and I just make one knot, you can make two if you want, just trim that off. And then I like to use a lighter just to kind of seal those edges so that the fabric over the elastic doesn't fray. Okay, next we're going to be adding a hole for our closure strap. So I'm just using the smallest eyelet punch. You can use the medium size if you have that. If you don't have an eyelet punch or setter, you can just use a paper piercing tool or a long reach punch. Doesn't really matter where you place the hole. And then we're going to take the shortest cording that's in your book and just string through one end through the hole. Because then next we're going to add our felt embellishment. So you'll have a little loop there at the top. Hopefully it will slide right on for you, but you may need to take a pair of scissors and kind of work the felt apart a little bit. So after you have that strung through, you're going to take that end and go back through the hole. And the idea here is that the bottom loop of your closure of your elastic kind of hits the bottom end of your album cover. So you'll notice how it's kind of touching the bottom of your album cover there. That's what you want. That ensures that you have enough to wrap around the book. So after you've determined that, just make a knot and just tie that off. Okay, now that we have that done, we're going to get ready to add our truck charm to the front. I'm taking that little adhesive sheet, the laminate sheet from your packet. You'll notice it has a clear window. And then if you take that and pull the adhesive protective sheet off of that and just kind of lay it back over to the side, just be very careful with it. And then we're going to remove our blue truck sticker from our sticker sheet. And then you're going to place that right in the center of that, the adhesive side of that. And then close that clear top back over and just smooth into place. And then next what you're going to want to do is just take a pair of scissors and trim it out. Okay, next you can just use the smallest part of your crocodile or your 1/8 of an inch hole punch and make a small hole at the back of your truck, and then also make a small hole in the side of your felt leaf, just wherever you want to put that, however far down you want to put that. And then you're going to use the brad that comes in your kit and then attach the blue truck to the felt leaf. Okay, as I mentioned in the introduction video, you will have two different ribbons that you can make two different bows from. The smallest ribbon, the striped ribbon, I just made a normal bunny ears, that's what I call it, bunny ears little bow from that. So I just make 2 loops and then just cross those over. And then just pull it and get it to a nice tight little bow there. So that's option 1 if you decide you would like to use the smaller bow, or you can tuck it inside, maybe use it on the clips inside or something inside of the book. The next one is the large satin brown ribbon, and what you're going to do here is you're going to make a boutique style bow. So you're going to take one end and cross it over, and I'll just let you see here how I did that. Okay, after you have your loops pretty well even on both sides, you're going to want to create that center crease. So with your left hand, take that ribbon and push down, and then with your right hand, take that edge and push in. So you're pushing down and then up and in to create that little center part of your ribbon. Okay, so let's look at that again. With our left hand, we're going to take the center part of that and we're going to push in, kind of squeezing that together there. Hold that, and then with your right hand, take the bottom portion and push up. And you should have two little ridges there in the center. So then I'm going to use a piece of brown thread. This is not included in the kit, but just any thread or anything to tie around that. And then just get that good and tight. And then here I'm using a dovetail to kind of finish off the ends. You can certainly use a diagonal cut if you want to do that, or just leave straight. So there we have our boutique bow, and then we can just finish off by attaching it with some fabric glue.